video, and honestly, it's really because I just got so busy in medical school. I mean, everyone knows that medical school is very time consuming, and they're all correct. It is very time consuming. Um, it's not that you always have to study, but you always feel the need to study, or if you're doing something else, you feel guilty that you're doing something else and you are gonna want to study and not do the other thing. So it's that weird balance, but there's really no balance. It's kind of like I'm still trying to like figure that out. But right now I am done with week 8 of medical school, and I just had some footage of my first weekend in medical school. So I wanted to put that up, but I realized that if I just put the video out with no preface, it would really not make any sense. So as you watch the video, you'll see that I talk about something called the Pomodoro technique, which is pretty much studying for 25 minutes on and then 5 minutes off, or you can do 50 minutes on and then 10 minutes off. So that is considered one Pomodoro sets, or one Pomodoro set. So in the video that you will see, I was trying to do about 7 hours of Pomodoro, or you could say 7 Pomodoro sets if you do 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off. So that's kind of like my go-to strategy, and you'll just kind of see what my weekend was like back in the day when I first started medical school. It has changed for sure, but it has changed in the sense that it is more flexible now. I still do at the very minimum 7 hours of Pomodoro, but it has, and recently it has really increased, like really dialed up way more than that. But yeah, so just wanted to give you some preface. A slight deviation in plan. So usually, like I explained before, I do 7 hours of the Pomodoro sets, Pomodoro techniques, and then I take a break, and then I'm done for the day of studying, and then I work out and all that stuff. Right now I'm at about 5.5 hours of the Pomodoro done, but I'm kind of feeling burnt out right now, so I'm gonna work out right now, and then I'm gonna knock out 1.5 hours before I go to bed. But bottom line, I'm still trying to knock out 7 hours of the Pomodoro. What's going on, guys? Good morning. So today is my last day of my weekend in medical school. My first weekend in medical school, and right now it is 8:20 a.m. and again, just like I explained before, every day is somewhat the same for me, and my plan is just to hit 7 hours of the Pomodoro. So I'm making some breakfast right now. I'll eat the breakfast, and then I'll start studying around 9ish, and then yeah, just do 7 hours of the Pomodoro, and then that should take me to around 6ish, 6:30, and then I am done for the day. Go work out, have fun, and yeah, and then just that's kind of the plan. All right. Idea, because one, I'm really hungry during breakfast time in the morning, and also like I just want to be like fully fed as I'm like going into hardcore studying, because for me, I'm most effective in the morning hours, so I want to have all the energy I can. So my breakfast, let me show you a little what I eat. So I always have a protein source, and that is my eggs and my sausage. And then what I do is I mix in some carbohydrates in here. So usually I mix in some rice, like brown rice or something, which is here, and I'll mix that in. I'll just put that in that container, and I'll just start, sauteing it. And then for fruits, I have 2 tangerines, or clementine or oranges, whatever you want to call it. It's one of those. one of those orange families, and then I eat a yogurt. And then with that, or after that, I have some multivitamins, fish oils, and lots of water. And obviously I have my coffee. Like, I always drink my black coffee in the morning, about cup and a half, usually like a cup, and that is kind of my breakfast. Like, I need to be properly fed during my breakfast time. Oh, and one more thing, I love listening to Audible in the morning hours when I'm cooking or whatever, because that is my sanctuary time, if you will, when I'm learning new ideas. So I'm listening to different books to make sure that I'm expanding my brain in different aspects of life, not just medicine or finance or whatever. So that's what I have right now. And so pretty much, like, from the minute I wake up until I'm starting studying, so almost an hour and a half every morning, I listen to some book, and that's how I try to keep up with life in general. Guys, so right now it is about to be 9:05. I think it's like 9:03. So good. I'm already all set up to start studying, and I'm just gonna knock out a bunch of studying. You know, like about 7 hours of Pomodoro techniques or Pomodoro sets, and I'll just keep that going. And like I said before, some people find it funny, but my key to success, like my little secret weapon, is this little timer. And again, like, I do either 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off, or I do 50 minutes on, 10 minutes off. So essentially, I do 50 minutes of studying and 10 minutes of break every single hour, and it just like gamifies your day's worth of studying, and it just makes it more fun. So that's what I'm gonna start doing now. And yeah, so let's get it started.
I always knew we could do so many.
The first set of Pomodoro of the day is complete. As you can see, I have about 3 minutes left of rest before I get back on another 50 minutes of studying. You may be wondering why I'm wearing this big headphones. It's like super old school headphones, but it is noise canceling. So like, you turn it on and it is noise cancelling. It is not wireless. I just unplugged it right now so that I can talk to you and etc. But pretty much, like, what I like about this a lot is this makes me like more focused. Like, yes, I could hear, you know, the lectures with my speakers on my laptop, but I just like having my noise cancelling headphones on and the audio being transmitted through these headphones. And just, I don't know, it just like makes me more focused. Like, it's as if like the stuff that the professors are saying, like, it's just like going deeper into my brain. I don't know the scientific, you know, literature on that, or the scientific understanding of that, but it just works for me, and that is the name of the game. If something is working for you, don't question it, just roll with it. Many people will have different, you know, different advice for you and etc. Take all that advice into account, into consideration, but try it out, experiment with it, and see what works for you. And this is for anything, for like whatever you're doing, law school, business, you're at work, as an engineer, whatever you're doing. If something's working for you, it is working for you, and that is the end goal. Stick with it.
Count up the loot, call up the troops.
Time for lunch. I've knocked out 3 hours of the Pomodoro sets. So I'm gonna take a break right now and get some lunch. And, you know, like, I was thinking about when I was studying right now, like, there are so many resources, right, like out there, and people will tell you different things, like, you know, like, we do this and this sequence and that sequence, whatever. Bottom line is, do what makes sense for you, right? And I just cannot emphasize that enough. Like, everybody is an individual. Like, that is the definition of an individual. So you have to see what works for you, and just like stick with it. But you always have this underlying concern that what if you're not using the right resource? What if you're not being super efficient with your time? But what I've realized is that you cannot optimize everything. You cannot optimize your time to the fullest extent. You cannot optimize your money in investments to the fullest extent. So that is just the way it is. So try your best, but be okay with knowing that you may not be doing the most efficient thing. So don't get anxious over that one fact. Just what you really should focus on more is trying to improve your methods, but doing the work, like progressing in the content knowledge, than just trying to be efficient all the time, because I think that just gives you anxiety. So yeah.
I just want the cheese like where the packers be. Never move out west of Hollywood, that's where the actors be. Never trust again if you had ever turned your back on me. Heard you got that bag, well I must have a hefty guy on me. Yeah, count up the loot.
What's going on, guys? I am tired. I am drained. So done with the day's worth of studying. It is 11:35 right now, but like I said, on the weekends I just want to make sure that I get 7 hours of Pomodoro sets done. That's like my goal. Ideally, I want it to be done by 6:30, and then kind of take the day off. But today, for whatever reason, that just did not work out with random things, right? Like like traveling and all that stuff. So I could not get it done, but I got it done before I head to bed. And that is the goal. That is like my approach. It is different for everybody, but for me, I would much rather like have a set, okay, I'm gonna do this much studying, even on my off days. So that is just like what works for me, and that's what I'm doing right now. So I am going to go to bed now, and then we'll see what happens tomorrow. Bye. Alright guys, yeah, so that was the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. Just the way medical school is, you just end up studying a lot at home, at least the first 2 years. So that's kind of like the main activity. You're just studying at home, and you try to sprinkle in whatever other extracurriculars you can to do to like not go totally insane. I'll try to make more videos. All right.
Count up the loot.